Using the Doodlebug Cute and Crafty collection for Lottie Loves Paper. For this layout, I decided to scrap this photograph of a recent retreat that we went to in June this year. It was the first time I'd been away on like a proper scrapbook retreat and stayed away from home. We had this super swanky hotel to stay in, and we basically just had a lot of fun. After lockdown and everything, it was just lovely to be able to get out of the house and spend some time with lots of like-minded people. We were in our bubbles, and this was our little book table bubble, so to speak. So my mum came along, and also Sarah from Lottie Loves Paper, she was on my table as well, and I met 3 other lovely ladies, Sharon and Suzanne, and we had a fabulous time. It was just so nice to be able to actually sit down and see people and talk for real in person rather than face to face with virtual and online crops. So I thought that this collection would be perfect to document this occasion. I'm using mainly a pattern background, as you can see here, so a little bit different for myself here. I think I cut about 2.5, maybe 3 inches off the top of that blue background paper, and I've torn across the edge and distressed it slightly with my scissors before rolling it over, because I really like the contrast of that pink against the blue. It just gives another little bit of detail onto my page. And the photograph I'm using is quite large. I tend to stick to smaller photos on my pages, so it was a little bit of a challenge for me. I think it worked out about just a bit smaller than 3.5 by 5 inches, so it was a little bit of a challenge, but I decided to place that at the top of my layout and then have like a cascading waterfall of crafty embellishments and bits and bobs tumbling down to my bottom embellishment cluster on the page. So I absolutely adore this cute little button piece of paper that I'm doing now, and I've just cut off a section and again torn across the top of it just for added texture, and I'm going to pop that at the bottom of my layout just to add a bit more colour to my page and break up all of that blue. And I also thought it would tie in really nicely with those little buttons that you can see there that I've just swiped off my page that I'd fussy cut out of that piece of paper, because I was going to use those as some of my embellishing on my layout. So I just overlapped it a little bit there, so just trimming that piece off with my scissors, and then I'm going to do the same to the top piece of that blue bit of paper, but this time instead of sticking it on top of the blue, I'm going to just tuck it gently underneath. And I think that just helps tie the colours in from that bottom embellishment cluster into the top part of the layout a little bit better. So I don't know if any of you have been on a scrapbook retreat before, but I have been to like a few weekends, but because they've been quite close to home, I've driven home each night because I had to go back and do work. So it was really nice and an absolute treat to be able to stay overnight for a couple of nights away from home. And we classed ourselves, our group, our table, as the pudding club, because the puddings that were on offer at this hotel were absolutely delicious. So yes, it was an ongoing joke for the whole weekend about pudding club. All the food was nice, don't get me wrong, but the puddings were delicious. And you can't have scrapbooking retreats or crops without lots of naughty treats, so we had a great time. Now I wanted to back that photograph, so just backing it with like the dotty checked patterned paper. So I didn't want anything too bright because the rest of the layout was bright, so I wanted something that would just a little hint of colour in, but that would just help that photograph stick out a bit more from the rest of the page. So I'm sticking down my pieces of ephemera and everything now. I'm using a mixture of double-sided tape and also some sticky back foam just to add some dimension and layers to my page. I love building up layers on my layouts and tucking little bits in here and there, and I'm also making use of the icon stickers that are in the collection. They are super cute. Don't know if you can see the totes bag there and the little camera that I was using. All of them have got these really cute little smiley faces on, and they are just absolutely adorable. So in love with them, they're brilliant, and doing a layout about scrapping or crafting, I don't know if you could use it for a retreat or for something that you've made at home or something, these little icons are perfect for it. They have them on some of the pieces of ephemera, but the whole of the icon sticker sheet has them on, these little faces, and oh, I just love them. Really fun and different, and yeah, just a super cute little detail to add to your page. So to create my cascade of embellishments down from that top part of the layout, I've just popped some of the tags from the bits and pieces ephemera pack, and I've put them upside down because then that works better for the feel and the look of things tumbling down from that top half of the page. And I'm just sticking up the end where the thread is tied through the tops of the tag with some foam pads, again just to add a little bit of layering to my page. Now the stickers that I am using, I have actually backed onto some cardstock first. One, because it just makes them a little bit more robust, and it's also then easier for me to layer them up if I want to onto some foam pads too. So just having a fiddle around now, and I love the little, I don't know what you call them, like banners with crafty sayings on. Friends stick together, craftiness is happiness. I wanted to add some of those on as well because they would act as some of my journaling, and I thought they worked perfectly with how we're all feeling on our scrapbook retreat, and also the speech bubble with the whole crew, because although that wasn't everyone that was there, there were lots of lovely ladies there, but this was our table and we had a great time. So adding some more of those funky little icon stickers on. They're like little pliers, and as you see, they've got super cute little face on as well. And some pens. I do actually move that later on, which I did off camera, so you'll notice that if you're eagle-eyed at the end of this video with my final layout. And a couple of rolls of mini washi tapes falling down from that top section of the page. And then it's just a case of finishing off with my journaling and a splattering of those fussy cut buttons. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope it's maybe inspired you to use this gorgeous, fun and bright collection for some of your crafting pages. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That would mean the world to me and be really helpful. And I will see you all again soon. Thanks then. Bye.